What's up, my people? How you doing this morning? I wanted to drop. This is gonna be a little bit more lighthearted. I wanted to drop my favorite joke. One. I have several. Okay, but this is one of my favorite jokes, and I wanted to tell y'all the joke. Okay, so I'm gonna give you one of my favorite jokes. Okay, and you gotta listen clearly. Okay, so there was a king, okay, and he was getting older. He had a daughter, the princess, that he wanted to marry off because he knew that the princess would one day be the queen and that whatever knight she marries would be the king. So he called his favorite knights to the court. Okay, and it was three of them. His three best favorite knights, and they were warriors, true and true. And they stood there, strong and mighty. And then they looked at the princess, and the king told him, said, "I called you here because one of you all will have the hand of my daughter and rule this kingdom after I retire." And they were like, "Yes, sir. With all due respect, sir." And he said to them, he said, "Now, you all have one challenge. If you complete this challenge, you can have the prince's hand." Now, I want you to know the prince was fine, right? Kicking in all the right places, just straight up good looking. All right. And she was willing. She was like, she liked all three of the knights that she saw. She was like, okay. So as some of the sisters do, pat their hair. Okay, I'm ready. I'll be ready. Anyway, he said the challenge is to bring back 2 million ping pong balls. That's it. Go out there, get on your horses, come back with 2 million ping pong balls. And that night, that fateful night, will have my daughter's hand in marriage. So they all got on their horses and rode off. Okay. A couple hours later, one knight comes in, and he has collected 5,000 ping pong balls. And the king looked at him and said, "Well, that's not a lot, but the other two knights haven't came in, so you're in the running." So the other knight was like, "Hey, great." And about 30 minutes later, a second knight came in. This guy had worked his butt off. He had 300,000 ping pong balls. That's right. King said, "Sorry to tell you," to the first knight, "sorry to tell you, but can't beat 300 ping pong balls. This knight wins. He's the next up. We gotta wait for the last one, see what he brings in, and then we know, the princess is getting all excited because she liked the look of the second night, and she knew the third night that went out that hadn't came back wasn't that bad looking either. So she was like, okay, and she kind of liked their personalities too. She knew them. So then, about 30 minutes later, the third night comes in. One of his arms is halfway off his body. He's bleeding by the mouth. He's all sore. Both his eyes are black, 2 black eyes. He's crawling. He's crawling up the court with one hand. One of his leg is broken, the other one's half pushing him. And the king is, he's shocked. He's like, "Oh my God. Oh my God." what has happened to you? And the knight's looking up at him, trying to talk. He says, where's your ping pong balls? And then he gets mad. He looks at the king and says, ping pong balls? Shit, I thought you said King Kong balls. That's a lesson. That's a lesson. That's a lesson in miscommunication. You want to pay. You want to pay close attention to what someone's saying. Before you go out. Oh man. Oh yeah, that's one. That's definitely a lesson in communication right there. Yeah. Oh, can you imagine? Poor King Kong. What the hell's going on here? Get off my balls. I'm trying to kill this guy. The guy keeps trying to jump back on the balls. The hell? Get off me, man. King Kong was having a bad day right there. Anyway, that is one of my favorite jokes. I wanted to, I thought maybe you might need an uplifting day, so I wanted to throw that joke at you, alright? So, yeah, I'll wrap to y'all. I'll wrap to y'all later. Peace. Chicken grease. I'm out.